evening, my good people, and welcome back. Today on the show, we are tackling something just a little on the special side. There are hype beers, and there are legendary ones. But today we have one that could be considered a little of both. Returning for something of a remix. Today we enter the final Vortex. Northern Monk's Patrons project has been nothing short of miraculous since rolling out some 5-6 years ago. And just scrolling through my Untapped, my top end is absolutely littered with them. But none before have garnered the respect and adulation of the Vortex. And when you're conspiring with US giants, Other Half and EQ, it's very easy to see why folk get quite so excited. I mean, other than maybe Treehouse, who else could bring that level of game? Having named the Infinity Vortex the creme de la creme of the Patrons project, the guys over at Northern Monk decided if you can't beat it, revisit it. And in fairness, as I happened to miss that Vortex first time round, I'm sure as hell glad they did. Building on a winning formula, they've brought in the Strata and the Eclipse to the hot bill for an added note of orange and dank passion fruit, alongside the leading trio of the Citra, Mosaic and the Dorado. Grand finales do not come much grander than this. Any beer with the Vortex name carries a certain weight of expectation. So, taking the recipe for the inaugural Hall of Fame beer, they've invited back collaborators Other Half and Equilibrium, double mashed with barley, wheat and jumbo oats for that signature mellow yellow hue and plush silken mouthfeel. What else is there left to say? You all know the beer, you've all heard the hype, and you all know what it's all about. It definitely walks the walk, but can it talk the talk? I am very excited to find out. Let's take a little whirl in the dark vortex, and let's get pouring. Oh, it's got that beautiful New England vibe. Getting that pineapple, getting that mango. There's an almost papaya note to it too, and there is a heaviness, an almost creaminess to it also. And there is just a subtle note, maybe a subtle piney note in there, as well as that musty, that dankness that you expect. There is an also sweet orange and sweet berry note tickling away at the bottom of it too. And maybe even a subtle note of melon. I mean, it definitely looks and it definitely smells the part. Let's see what it's like going down. Oh, so it is creamy. It's really, really creamy. It's got a little spike of citrus up there. And of course, a huge wave of those tropical notes. It's a little bubblegummy too, before that dankness starts to take its grip. So it is of course that pineapple and a real underripe mango that really coat the mouth. But along with it there are some subtle notes of stone fruit and some almost sweet berry vibes. And there is a subtle floral note in there too, which helps it blend into a grassy, herbal finish, with just a little kick of some of that dank weed. it's got to be said, that body, it is so smooth, but a little sticky too. It is like creamy nectar. Now, here's where a little confession must come in, as I was fortunate enough to swing by Beer and Burger when they had this bad boy on tap. I also managed to swing me by a lovely Northern Monk shirt. Unfortunately, the only Vortex shirts were in extra large, which was gonna be no good for me. But that said, beers out of the can are a whole different beast. Now, it has to be said, those tropical notes, they are getting muscled out of the middles a little bit now. And although it does remain very sweet right up top, it is becoming much grassier, much earthier, and much danker in that middle to end. And it's got to be said, it's starting to get a little heavier, a little gloopier. The further you get down, we're starting to get some real bursts of citrusy grapefruit coming to the fore too. And some real piney notes to go with it. And now we're getting down into the beer. That body, it's getting thicker, it's getting a little doughier. It's almost giving me a sort of pancake mix kind of vibe. And now we are down into that final third. It is one that carries those expectations really rather well. It's got the look, it's got the nose, it's got that beautiful smooth mouthfeel, and it's got a whole lot going on in the mouth. It pours like egg yolk, and it has the most beautiful aromas. Everything you want from a good New England. Tropical, sweet, creamy, and a little dank and musty too. And then you get stuck in, and boy is it something to behold. That smooth yet slightly sticky mouth works its way all across the mouth with those tropical sweet berry and stone fruit notes, with just a little tickling of that grassy dankness. And as the brew grows on, it only gets danker. So I guess this one goes out to you, Leo. We are getting real dank and real tropical. But there is something of a break once you get midway. As that body, it does get doughier, and some of those uplifting citrus notes start to come to the fore, led heavily by that big, bright grapefruit, which really helps to balance out some of that grassy bitterness and helps to bring a dryness to that finish too. But all the while it lingers in the mouth with that weedy dankness.